Yerp, what up, baby? It's the new artist spotlight. DJ Sus won the feature presentation. I'm in the building. We got a young, beautiful talent out of Brooklyn, New York. She came in looking swagged out. You know what I'm saying? She got a record out in these streets called Why. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about her her upcoming in Brooklyn. Her name is Melody Storm. What's up?
Yeah, what's good?
Yeah, that's how you know they from New York. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Melody, how you doing? Thank you for coming to the New Artist Spotlight.
Thank you. I'm great. Today's a beautiful day. I'm feeling good.
Nice.
Good energy, all of that.
Nice. So look, for people who might be new to you, first of all, what part of Brooklyn did you come up in?
I'm really from East New York, Brownsville area.
No, I'm joking.
No. I moved everywhere when I was younger. I lived everywhere, upstate New York, all of that. I lived in Georgia for a little bit, went to school out there. So I've been all around. But you know, New York, I'm from East New York. That's my home. That comes first.
Nice, nice. And how did you get into music, you know, being raised in Brooklyn, being all over the place? How did you get into music?
Oh, my name is Melody.
So that says it right there. Why did I think of that?
No, but on a serious note though, like, music has always been an outlet to me. Even when I was younger, my father always told me, like, I started writing at the age of 3, 4, like just little stuff.
Like rapping or writing?
Yeah, music. Like I always had a pen and paper. Even if I was thinking that I was writing something and I wasn't really writing something, I was always singing. Music has always been a part of my life. Honestly, and watching my older brother, because he's a singer as well, so he inspired me. I watched him at like middle school, elementary school age. I watched him on stage perform a lot and in front of thousands of people. So that was also my inspiration and made me feel encouraged. And I always came back to it, even if I tried to run away from it. So
what is your background? Because it seems like the record had like a Caribbean vibe to it.
Yeah, I'm Cuban and Jamaican. Most of my family members are Jamaican that I'm closer to, more on my Jamaican side. And you already know, we be making big moves out here. We big vibes. Like, everybody wants a Jamaican, so yeah.
Nice and comfortable. You know, there's a lot of Caribbean spots out there in the part of Brooklyn that you're from. So shout to the whole Brooklyn. Now, tell people about your music, if they haven't heard it yet, what they can expect if they search Melody Storm in the streaming platforms. What can they expect from your music?
Of course. So my music, it comes from my heart. Naturally, I speak on what I've been through, what other people been through, that I've heard people's stories. Mostly about like different aspects in life, like about my relationship with God, my troubles in relationships with men, loving myself. Sometimes I feel like making songs about anything, to be honest, but for the most part it has to do with a majority of my life and things that I've actually been through, even situations that are serious that I joke around about. I don't really feel comfortable speaking about some of the things I've been through because I feel like every story is not meant to be told. So music makes it easier for me to express myself, and that's exactly what all my music is about, me expressing myself. So mostly R&B. So
nice. And that's how it should be, especially R&B, man. Like I always tell people, Mary was one of my favorite R&B artists of all time. Her best albums is when she was going through something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're going to get your single on. You know what I'm saying? It's called Why. Yeah, I mean, for people who are just learning about you, is there anything that you want them to know about yourself?
Well, I'm one of a kind. I know it's a whole bunch of artists out here. And, you know, shout out to all the new artists and people that have just been starting to do things. But me personally, like, a lot of people don't know who I am. I'm be realistic, right? I'm building my career, been building my career, working hard for a very long time. I'm very much genuinely myself. No one tells me what to write. No one's giving me the beat and telling me how or who to sound like. It's all me, all original, and I feel like it's creative also because the way that my pen game is, I low-key write like a rapper and I'm a singer as well. So it's a little twist. You'll hear the original quality of my music and you'll hear my original voice. I don't sound like nobody. I'm just me, and that's on that.
Nice. I can co-sign that. Have you written for other people? Have you thought about writing for other artists since you're a writer as well?
I would love to write for more people. Me personally.
Because I was thinking about singing. No, I'm joking.
I mean, if you need to, now you got my contact.
You can't fix my voice though. You can write a great record, but it sound horrible if I sang it. But all right, well, we're gonna play this record. Why? Tell people why you called it Why and about this record before we get it on.
Cause I'm tired of people playing with me. I'm not gonna curse. I'm not gonna curse, but I'm tired. It's just like, why? Just what is the reason for you stringing me along, gaslighting me?
Wait. When you say people, because it sounds like you're talking about men.
People, friends, everybody. Like it's more like leaning towards men because the song is relatable. But I'm just tired of people playing me in general. I'm a very loving person. It's just like, why you wanna bottle with my love for? Like, what's the reason? You know?
All right. Well, let's get this on right now. It's gonna be interesting. All right. It's Melody Storm. She's from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? And this record is called Why. It's a new artist spotlight. It's DJ Sus One's Power 105.1. Yo, we back. That was Melody Storm with Why. It's the new artist spotlight. It's DJ Sus One's Power 105.1. She's in the building repping Brooklyn. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yo, what was it like growing up in Brooklyn for you?
Well, I lived everywhere, so my life is crazy.
Do you feel like you spend most of your time in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I spend most of my time everywhere. Like, when I say that, I mean that. Like, my parents were divorced at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
So I had kind of like the best of and the worst of both worlds. I seen a lot. I've seen struggle. I've seen privilege on both sides. I grew up in the city and in Brooklyn and in the Bronx, and I also moved upstate too. So I'm all
I was my life,
everywhere. Yeah, like everywhere.
I'm originally from Canarsie, Brooklyn, but we moved from there. I was raised in Westchester, New York, and you know, my parents got divorced, and I saw like the pros and the cons from both lives. So you sound similar to mine.
Yeah.
So speak a little bit more about that. How did it feel for you, and did that inspire your music?
Yeah, I feel like I got the karma too, cause like on a real serious note, like it's helped me in different ways too. It's also hindered me because growing up for me, it was kind of hard for me to figure out who I was.
Mm-hmm.
I was always being strong or like dragged in a different environment, especially upstate New York. Because let's be real, the average amount of people that's of color or different ethnicity is very small. So
I don't know what part of upstate you're talking about.
Yeah, a majority upstate. Well, obviously not certain areas, but like Orange County, Haverstraw, like nicer areas.
I live near there right now. There's a lot of black and Spanish and white people. Now.
Now. I feel like a lot of people, because I can't do, I'm not going to say exact numbers. I'm not pulling out facts or anything, just my experience. Growing up, a lot of people were just starting to come from like tough neighborhoods into nicer neighborhoods or moving away from their older lifestyle. Parents like from my age, a lot of the parents that did have colored family households, a lot of people are just starting to move out the Bronx, out Brooklyn, out different struggles or different environments in the city. You feel me? I say the city because that's how you differentiate. But at the end of the day, though, like for me growing up, it wasn't a lot of black girls like in my school. It was probably like maybe 3 to 5. And then like when I would go to my father's side of the family, or when I would be in Brooklyn, or when I would be in the Bronx,
be a lot of white people.
Yeah, it's just completely different. Like
I always get the best of both worlds, though. You get to experience all types of cultures.
Yeah, it's amazing. When you come to see like the glass half full instead of the glass half empty, it is amazing. It's beautiful. But growing up for me, it was very hard because my parents were divorced. They didn't have a good relationship. I didn't really grow up with a parent in the household. I did, but most of the time they were working. So I had a lot of freedom. Even though they were strict, I still had the freedom to do whatever I wanted. So a lot of the time I would write music, and that's where I spent majority of my time. So growing up for me personally, I spent so much time alone. It was very hard for me to find myself, and I had to figure that out. And now I feel more confident than I was before, a million times more confident. So nice.
All right, well, you seem like you got a story.
Yeah, we all do.
We all got a story, but some people, got very strong stories. It seems like you got a very strong story. So I'm very interested in hearing more music from you. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything that you want people to know about you?
Yeah, I want people to follow me on Instagram. But I do want people to understand that times are different now. So there's nothing wrong about singing or speaking or showing your sexuality as a woman. A lot of times, like some people feel like that's a trend. I feel like it's a trend, but I also feel like knowing who you are is more important. Knowing how you feel, what mood you're in is more important. So me personally, people should know that about me, that anything that I do is not a fad. I'm not a trend. I'm not following anybody else's footsteps. I'm 100% original, one of a kind, and that's just me. If you want to get to know me, listen to my music, and everything is there for you.
Do you have a full body of work out or coming out?
Yeah, I have 6 songs that I dropped over the summer, last summer, out. But I'm really focusing on like what I like. So basically, what I did was drop my favorite singles, just to have more content out. But I also realized as an artist, like, move on your own timing. You don't have to have a bunch of content just because you see other people with a bunch of content. Whatever works for you works for you. So yeah, I have a bunch of content out, and I just shot a video to Why too on YouTube. It's
Nice.
super fire.
Nice.
Yeah.
I cut 2 more questions. Are you catering more to your Caribbean side, or do you cater, like, musically meaning, or do you do some of the Latin music as well?
I'm not gonna lie, like, me as a person, Melody, the person, is more closer to her Jamaican side.
Okay.
Melody, the artist, I'm working on, like, learning more about my culture because, like I said earlier, I grew up in both of my parents split up at a very young age, so it was very hard for me to get to know who I was as a person. But now I'm definitely tapping more into both. I'm studying my Spanish a little bit. Don't test me though.
Almost does. No, I'm joking.
Bienito.
I look Spanish. I'm not Spanish.
Okay, cool. So we good. But yeah, I've been like tapping more into the parts of me that I wasn't really that close to growing up. So yeah.
Heard you. Last question. I ask every person who comes to the New Artist Spotlight this question. But when it's all said and done, you reach your goals musically, financially, creatively, if that's even a word. What do you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done?
Yeah, I want my legacy to be deeper than music, helping the community, giving back to the community. I've just been certified for cannabis, like studying cannabis. And I feel like even things like that, even though it's trending now in New York, in general, I want my legacy to be leaving something back for those who are less fortunate than me, including artists or upcoming growing children that didn't have the same life that certain privileged people had. I want them to be able to get that opportunity through me. You feel me? So the long-term goal is, of course, everybody to know my name, but what's more important is what I'm doing for the community, because that's going to live longer than just a name. So that's my long-term goal.
Melody Storm.
That's me.
All right. Up in Brooklyn. She got a single streaming out right now. Why? Tell people your Instagram real quick and all that.
Yeah, my Instagram is melodystorm_. Follow me on IG. Link in my bio.
All right. Follow her. Listen to her music. Like I said, the song Why is streaming out right now. This is a New Artist Spotlight. She reps Brooklyn. And we up out here, baby. It's DJ Sus One. It's Power 105.1.